we are here. Hopefully, probably a little bit. So, the first thing you might notice might be that the dog cam is currently lacking in dog. We've got a little bit of rumbling thunder in the distance, so she has opted to be in her crate where it is safer for her. Where is my... Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Oh, hello. I started talking and you decided to come over here for some pets? Okay. Yes, it's very scary out. But as the stream title says, it is Reincarnation Day. Now, we run into a slight bit of difficulty in that we don't have a lot of bag space. So before stream, we did clear a little bit of bag space. Just a bit, though, move some stuff off onto mules and so on and so forth. And one problem here is that, as an iconic, I did not do all of my favor grinding. So I've got less bank and bag space than I normally would. Hello? Oh, okay. I don't know why it made me stop moving, but it did. But we recovered, so it is fine. So I did take advantage of the sale running right now that shared storage is 50% off. So I grabbed, like a bunch more of that. And, it was convenient to move stuff over onto mules. I don't think it's going to take the place of actually having storage space. But we will see. We will definitely find out. Now, as for stream news, well, we didn't do anything as far as DDO is concerned on Tuesday. We were kind of mostly dead, so we just chilled out in League, and we didn't play Ranked at all, so there's no updates there. We just had a decent chunk of games on League, and we won some and we lost some, and most of the games were not close in either direction, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Alright, so what do we have? We have 90 slots, just over 100 slots, and 260 things here. So, before we get into sorting stuff out of here, let's go through... Okay, so this is Golden Age. We're keeping that one on a mule somewhere. But we are going to take our current weapon, and we're going to feed stuff to it. Anything we have that's just not super useful. So, Legendary Rock Splitter. Nope. We can feed that. That's fine. Alright. Already got those. Legendary Gloves of the Strong. Yeah, they have a moon slot in them, so we'll pass those off to someone to hold. And all of these are locked as well. Okay, so we didn't have a lot to feed, which means we didn't free up a lot of space with that either. So it looks like we will just start grabbing stuff out of our bank and shoving it in our other bank as we consider what to actually level next, because I am undecided. So we are still going to do an iconic, I think. So we've got that going for us, which is nice, that we at least know that much. But beyond that, I am less sure. So we have a variety of iconics left, so it's not like we're stuck doing any specific one. So let's see. We have Blade Forge, we have Deep Gnome, we have the Eladrin, like the Chaos Mancer, and we have... let's see. We have Purple Dragon Knight, we have Morning Lord, we have Razorclaw Shifter, and we have Tabaxi Trailblazer. The trick to some of these is that I don't have their matching class lives available, as in I already have 3 lives. So Bladeforged has to not be Paladin, Deep Gnome has to not be Wizard, and so on and so forth. So that makes it a little trickier. Now, oftentimes what I would do with these sorts of things is, well, we'll just do it the normal way, and we'll say, fine, whatever. We'll just do Inquisitive and be done with it. Well, Inquisitive just got, from what I understand, a pretty big nerf. Which is not to say that it's unplayable now. It may very well be perfectly playable still. Particularly at cap, because a lot of the nerf was to attack speed, or rather that you lose your bonus attack speed. Which is interesting that they did it that way, because if it were just attack speed penalty while in no holds barred, then it hits everyone at every level. But if it's you lose your bonus attack speed, then it won't hit the people who are lower level and haven't acquired as much attack speed yet as hard. So it won't hit the leveling experience as much, even though it will hit the end game. So that's an interesting way that they managed that on the nerf. But that said, I have done a lot of those lives anyway, so it's probably good for me to try to have some more variety as well. That said, if I did want to do things a little differently, what we could do is we could go to a Punch Monk. So we could do Tabaxi Trailblazer again, which, I mean, it feels like a big loss to do Tabaxi as anything other than staff, but we could do it as Fist Monk, but this life will give me my last monk life. So it's like, alright, so why would we do that? Well, because it won't be monk, it'll be mostly Sacred Fist, which is basically like monk but paladin. I have no idea what class split I would go for that. It might only be like a 2 monk. It might be like 1 monk, 1 favored soul, the rest Sacred Fist. So we get all the Sacred Fist stuff. And then, yeah. So we get all the Sacred Fist stuff. And then we have monk for stances and and we get a trance out of... Wait, does Paladin not get trance? Does Sacred Fist not get trance? I might need to put this in the builder real quick, just to see if I'm not going to mess things up. But the other thing about that is that if we're going... Assuming that we use the same stat, we could then go from whatever punchy build we're doing as Sacred Fist, and then the life after that go in for Razorclaw Shifter. Which is, also very solid as far as these things are concerned. So we have that option available to us. So we will still be playing Monk, which is kind of good, and that will have another... we won't need to swap out as much gear as we would otherwise. But it's also kind of not great in that as far as variety is concerned. But then again, I suppose Fist Monk and Stick Monk do play a little differently, at least. Unfortunately, when I say they play a little differently, I mean Stick plays better. In my experience, just from quality of life stuff. I just kind of like Stick Monk more, but And I suppose I could play a stick monk of, what is it called? Sacred Fist. But we're going to have to visit that in the builder before we actually want to commit to something like that. All right, how are we on space? So we have 95 slots here and 17 here. So that's what, 112? And we only have 172 left to pull out of the bank, so that's not ideal. Right, the experience can go into shared, definitely. Like, that goes on a mule. We have Barovian hand wraps, which are fine. Lilting Song goes over here. We're not using that for a couple things. Red Robes of Charity. That's low-level stuff. We can pass that off. This... Actually, wait. What was this again? Yeah, we don't need to be carrying that. We're not doing any builds that use that anytime soon. Same with this one. Volkor's Edge. Again, it's a nice sword, but we're not going to be using it. We're going to keep the Flame Ring just because I don't want to lose track of it. This is Charisma. We might be using Charisma next life because we are going Sacred Fist. What is this one? I think we just eat that. Like, it's not worth much, but it's at a weird level, so let's not bother keeping it around. Wild card is... Alright, that's part of the family, that's fine. We'll keep that around. Resplendent Fury is light casting stuff, that goes away. This is just... That's a keep on the Borderlands weapon. We'll just eat that. We can get a replacement for that trivially easily. Right, that's level 1 gear. That's level 5 gear. Like, this is stuff that can go in. Well, Spear Bearer is bound to character, so we can't really do anything else with that than store it. But yeah, we're gonna be tossing all the stuff that's good for other builds, like caster builds, into shared storage to go over to people who might actually use them. And of course the level 1 gear will go over there as well. Compliance is Charisma. We'll keep it around just in case. XP goes over here as well. Conjured bolts can go away. Windswept Buckler, that goes into storage. Billows Ring is bound to character, so it stays with us. Alright. Cake device. Alright, it's bound to character. Cruel Nobility. Basically anything I don't expect to use on this life is going to go over there. Malleable Scepter of something. We'll keep that for now. Boots of Dashing. Acrobat's Ring we might keep. Monian Hunting Dagger. We're not going to be doing anything with daggers. Bitter Snow. We are not a robot. Spark Souls again. That's low level. XP. Okay. I was carrying a lot of malleable scepters of things on me. Macabre Scimitar? Why do I have that on me? Like, there's no reason to be keeping that around, right? Right. We just had it because we did a Scimitar life. What are these? Alright, level 11 fire stuff, yes. Ring of Magical Attunement. This is the... yeah. Ah, yes. These can go into storage. I don't think anyone else is going to have assassin-based stuff. Stone Ring. Yeah, it's just a mythic thing. Shield of Tireless Aid is nice. His fists are nice. XP goes in here. Mysterious Bauble is... oh, right. Spell point clicky. This is 13, right? Okay. Pripyat of Constitution. This goes there. I need to remember that I've still got like a dozen slots in here. But we still have lots of stuff in the bank to take out. What is this? That is a dread item. That gets to go in there. We might need this. We might need a wisdom piece. Toss the shards of power in here. Voice. Muckbane. Infested armor. Oh, that's right. Okay, good. Got sentient jewels. We'll toss the rest of the sentient gems in here. That's a lot of extra tools. Those can go in there as well. We don't need to be carrying like multiple stacks with us. See, I meant to get these put in here earlier, but I put the wrong level range. I put 24 to 28. And these are level 23s. So right now, I'm planning on doing... so I have one more Tabaxi Trailblazer life left, but I'm out of monk lives, as in this will be my third monk life. So I'm planning on doing it Sacred Fist. So that's the current plan. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna make that build work, but I'll find a way. Ah, trapping item. We won't be trapping this life. Another trapping item. Ranged set. Not gonna need that this life. Oh, so as of this patch, the completionist is gone until you get the new ones done. Let's see, Chair of Madness. That's another intelligence one. We won't need that for this build. Alright, we'll just toss these in here then. Alright. Do these go in crafting storage? They do not. Unfortunate. Alright, shove a bunch of dragon shards into the bank. Sure, why not? Alright, and now we have enough space to, where is that? Before they waited until full launch. Ah, interesting. So if you bought it the pre-release, you would maintain it. Interesting. Okay. It's an odd change to make. Perhaps it wasn't a deliberate change so much as an oversight. I might go like 18 Sacred Fists, one monk, one favored soul, or something like that. But I'm gonna open up the builder here and try to plan it out. Let me switch the thing here. Blindness. So much white. There is no light. There is no dark mode in the builder. Okay. We wait for everything to load. All right. So we want Tabaxi Trailblazer. Actually, wait. No, we want past life template, please. So it still has all my stuff. New life. Okay, Tabaxi Trailblazer. Sacred Fist. Charisma based then? Probably. And we want Monk, because we start with 1 level in Monk. There isn't a past life template. That is the file name that I saved my other builds under, because it's where I put like because this has my past lives in it. Like it's missing Eladrin because I haven't done those yet. And it has these that are, you know, unfilled. Like this is basically my character. Mm-hmm. Or it was at one point. I probably need to update a few of these, but still. And favorite soul. We'll put it here or something. Okay, so all right. One thing I was wondering is, like, why would I go favorite soul? Like, if you did favorite soul for flames. Yeah, Sacred Fist gets it as long as you're centered at level 6, I believe. I was just double checking if, like, there is a trance out of Sacred Fist, and it looks like no, there is not. So if we, let's say we ignore Ninja Spy and we get Angel of Vengeance. No, that's the caster tree. War Soul. All right, so melee smite, sure. I mean, the other option is be like our current build, which is strength based with wisdom secondary, and have our secondary just be wisdom for the purpose, and get the wisdom trance as the second, which is entirely possible. Let's take a quick look at our gear at the moment. Well, then again, it's not like we optimized our gear for this at cap anyway. Like, we're wearing a bunch of random stuff. Like, we have this, which is nice. Like, we kind of made it work, but it's not like it's ideal. Then again, I don't have an idealized charisma-based endgame set either, so, you know. Yeah, we have actually pretty bad wisdom secondary, but, like, this whole gear set is just not that good. Need 3 monk for trance? Oh, if I wanted the monk trance? Probably. So, let's see how I would do this. This is just, we're going to assume charisma based. Okay, so we'll put 1 in Henshin almost always just because, you know, 1 point for an imbue dice and 3 melee power. It's like, yeah, that's nice. Alright, so this is favored weapons, favored weapons, favored weapons, favored weapons. Is there any reason that I have to do this as Fist Monk? Because so far, everything I'm seeing here is just... Yeah, so I can just be Stick Monk again. Excellent. For some reason, I thought Sacred Fist had a lot of extra bonuses to being fist-based. But it looks like that is not the case. Like, it's got... Okay, we can get offhand hit chance. Alright, so we get Whirlwind, we get Fast Movement. We don't need Double Strike, probably. Alright, and we do definitely need these 3 points for attack speed with quarterstabs. You get bonuses from leveling up automatic skills and feats. Let me double check the wiki real quick. Flurry of Blows, Unarmed Strike, Aura of Courage, Unarmed Strike. I think Unarmed Strike is the same one that that just normal monks get. So it's not even anything special. Okay. Yeah. We'll just do Stick Monk, but as Sacred Fist this time. Just need to figure out this split. If we want to go, like, top-end Sacred Fist, or if... Actually, if we're doing 18 levels Sacred Fist, then we can't go T5 and other stuff anyway, so... Deflect arrows, imbue dice, physical resist rating, melee power, hit points, whirlwind attack. I don't really care about this one. Or do I? Is this like my only crit profile for threat range? Is that when they miss me in melee? We'll put those points there and come back to that. Okay, so... I don't think I care about like anything in Radiant Servant. And I can't really go very far in any of the monk trees because I haven't done anything to them. So that leaves me with extra points here. I guess we take Wisdom instead of Dex there. Wisdom. We take immune to damage. We take... Wait, where was the deflect arrows? Yeah, we don't need deflect arrows here. We can get deflect arrows here. For 1 point instead of 2. We can take that. Sneak die. Oh. So let's see. Okay, we'll do that. Two-hand fighting. Did that get picked up by the microphone? It's okay. I know that was a big scary one, wasn't it? Here. There we go. I know. It's very scary. Hello, needs more chai. We are getting a thunderstorm, and and Liesl is having a rough time of it. So we're not going to even take the dodge mobility line here. We'll take power attack here. Wait, do we even... I don't think we take a follower feat here. I could be wrong, though. Let's see, can we get... So the downside to having only one monk is I don't get as many bonus feats. So I don't know what to take in this slot, because there's a lot of things I want, but I can't get them at this level. Like, I want the swords to plowshares, I want, like, improved two-handed fighting, and a lot of things like that. If you want... Oh, that's right, it has to be favored. Let's see, that's Warhammers, that's Quarterstaff. Which means here is where we get our... not Knight's Training, the other one. Swords to Plowshares. There it is. Now we get improved two-handed fighting. Alright, improved critical bludgeoning. Improved two-handed fighting. Greater two-handed fighting. Oh, I guess we, maybe we take Favored Soul here so that we can get it. That still leaves me with the problem of I want... Like, none of the feats that I want are available here yet. Like, I guess I'll just pick something that I don't really care about, which is a shame. I don't think I can. I don't think I can get it until 6, because you need yeah, base attack bonus of 4, so I can't get it until 6. Like, I don't need a proficiency. I don't need precision. We'll take Stunning Fist just because. And then this will be Adaptive Forms. And then once we get here, we get the we get Overwhelming Critical, we get Double Strike, we get Improved Martial Arts. I find like relatively underwhelming since it's only a half of W, but there aren't that many other things we can do. Like, we can grab Patience. And we can grab Elusive Target if we want. Oh, wait, where's that other option? There we go. Where's M? Yeah, we can grab Master of Forms here. And then for the Destiny, we can take our perfect two-handed fighting. We can take... See, now I don't know what to take at this level for Destiny feats. I guess we take Improved Martial Arts. And then we take Deific Warding, Elusive Target, Embodiment of Law. And wait, didn't I already take Patience? I didn't. I chose something else instead. Okay, Patience here. And I don't know if we want, like, this one or this, which is 8 Double Strike and, like, a bunch of dodge cap. But you could choose to take Discipline instead of Stunning Fist. That is certainly an option. So we have Sneak Dice, we have Double Strike, Double Shot, and Dodge Cap. We've got just a bunch of melee power. Like, a bunch of these are good. I think we'll take Ethereal Plane, I guess. And then we can grab Deific Warding, we can grab Elusive Target. We can take Defensive Tumble if we want, or just Epic Damage Reduction for simplicity. And then last Destiny feat. Again, we have a choice between Deific Warding and something like where is the like Legendary Toughness? Like, we can take Legendary Toughness, we can take Titan's Blood. Okay. We'll be centered again. Sorry, I missed the context. What did you say was hand wrap only? Or, oh, Stunning Fist is. I see. Yeah, we can't just take Discipline here. And then that would bring us to Epic Destinies, which would be much the same as we have now. We go into Grandmaster of Flowers. Right, and we get more defenses off of it. Okay. This is probably workable. Yeah, we can do it this way. We take Favored Soul at 3. Oh, wait. Let's check one more thing here with our points. Okay. We get our key stuff. We actually don't care about dex to damage because we're not going to be dex based, probably. We take that. We take that. I guess we get a little bit more strike through. Shares cooldown with Great Cleave. Shares cooldown with Cleave. Shares cooldown with Whirlwind attack. You do get the crit multiplier from Master. You don't need Grandmaster. And we might just sit in Water Stance for the dodge. Or Fire for the crit, depending. Alright, so we get our Spring attack. We get our Run Fast. We get our Trip attack. And we'll take our True Seeing as well. Which leaves us with just a few points to toss into Sacred Defender. That's not really useful to us. This is... Armor class, no. Does Tabaxi Trip share cooldown with Great Cleave just like Paladin attack? That's what I was just looking at. So I'm only looking at these tooltips and they might be wrong. So this shares a cooldown with Great Cleave. This shares a cooldown with Cleave, not Great Cleave. And this shares a cooldown with Whirlwind attack, which is also not Great Cleave. So in theory, according to the tooltips here, none of them share cooldown. We'll see if that holds true. Okay, saving throws. So what did I say it was going to be? Are we going charisma based or are we going strength based with like charisma secondary? Because if we're not strength-based, then this is just a free 6 constitution. How many points do I have left? 16 left. So we get charisma here. We get that. I guess we get more armor class. Then we get our... kind of redundant action boost bonus to movement speed because we're going to have 30% a lot of the time anyway. Like this isn't super effective for us because we're in cloth and not wearing a shield. This leaves with like 7 more points to spend and I'm not quite sure where to stick them. Like this isn't very useful. I could just as well go with like 2 monk and then I can come up here to quick strike for the double strike attack. Unless I'm missing something about Sacred Fist that I miss if I don't take 18. They should be able to get those bonuses, otherwise they would have very little point in having the Sacred Defender tree. Yeah, I'm not seeing any particular, like, strong cutoff for 18 and Sacred Fist. Besides, like, okay, we get this. So if we, instead of that, go out of the way, we take one more monk here. Oh, we get another feat slot that way too. So if instead of that, stop that, that goes there, that goes there. We take this level as monk. We take this level as monk. I guess the problem is, all right. Can I do this here? I cannot, because this requires base attack bonus of 6, and as I start with one monk, I won't have it here. So the problem is, all this other stuff I'm taking later on the tree isn't useful to me, because, like, I don't want any of these feats. I was hoping I could sneak in an extra feat earlier, because it's like, well, like, we can move some of these up, and then we have an extra slot. But no, it looks like I don't want any of these. I can use it for discipline, but then what do I put here? Like, okay, that's discipline. That leaves me more flexibility here to put other things. But we run into the same problem of all the stuff I want requires higher base attack bonus. Just stick dodge in there for now. Actually, but this reminds me. Isn't toughness good? It's not bad, I guess. But this does remind me that a different thing that I probably should be grabbing is this. Haste boost. And let's see, this is more double strike and double shot. And I could move a point from here. Well, no, I can't move a point from here because it's prerequisite. But some of this stuff, like, doesn't matter that much. Like, I would lose the res spells, but, you know, I can scroll them. I lose 5 PRR and MRR and, like, some armor class in order to get... what else would I want instead of the deflect arrows? Just flat immunity to fall damage. And then... Let's see, so that's 10 plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 16. And then I can have fear immunity. Except I probably get fear immunity from Sacred Fist, right? Yeah, I already have fear immunity from Sacred Fist, so might as well put these points like here or there. Right, we'll call this good enough. Like, we can take dodge. Or we can take toughness. I think dodge is probably better. Because as a monk, we're going to actually get dodge caps, so we're less likely to be capped. It's a shame about this whole, like, I have an extra feat that I can't really use due to base attack bonus considerations. Oh, right. Sorry. That's why I was switching over to 2 monk in the first place, is because I wanted to be able to get... Where is it? Was it in Ninja Spy? Or Shintao? It's in Shintao, but that's another... I need to find 8 points from somewhere then if I want it. To actually get my double strike. Which, I mean, we can drop a bunch of defenses for it. If we can get strike through here, if we want that, we can get attack and damage. We can get, if we don't want the strike through, we can get double strike instead. So we can get our quick strike, and then we get a bunch of physical resist rating. Like, that's not bad. If we drop another lay on hands usage, that's 10 more physical resist rating. So, you know, we drop some saves, some armor class, and a chunk of constitution in order to get 20 physical resist rating and 25 double strike. I think the 25 double strike is good enough to be worth it. Alright, well, I don't know what order I'm going to do all this in, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Iconic. Heart. All right. Okay. Iconic. Tabaxi Trailblazer. Right. We're not going dex based. Sure. This looks good enough. Actually, I can drop 2 points out of this to get Wisdom and Dex. I'll still have enough strength to get my feats because I have a tome on this character. Alright, we need concentration. We want tumble. We want UMD. Where's UMD? And we'll take balance. Okay, so we want power attack. Alright, never mind. We need 15 strength. That's true. There is more leeway, unless, of course, the problem is, as I was running into, stuff like base attack bonus requirements for feats. In which case, you're screwed anyway. Refuse training. Goodbye. Hello, Paladin Trainer. Sacred Fist Paladin. We take concentration and... Wow, they don't have, like, any skills. I guess we start attempting to jump not terribly. Okay. Jump. This is where we took discipline, I believe. No, this is where we took either dodge or toughness. I think we're going to go with dodge. Okay, we're going to go charisma, because why not? Did that say 62 AC? It did briefly. It's at 56 now, but I haven't put on any gear yet, so it'll go up. Not to worry. Concentration. More concentration, more jump. More jump. And now we can get martial feats, swords to plowshares. More jump. More charisma. More concentration. Yeah, I think it was because it still was processing my old gear and it had my old stats. And with higher wisdom and dex, it would have been higher. All right, we need a monk level. All right, upstairs it is. All right. You know what? We'll take all of our ranks and jump when they're worth full ranks. How about that? And let's see, we want our improved two-handed fighting. And we said we wanted to take discipline this level. Yeah. None of these are particularly compelling. There we go. Discipline. Alright, and let me just double check that I won't mess things up here. Yeah, okay, we'll do that just to play it safe. We'll take the favored soul level at 13. More charisma. And now we get greater two-handed fighting. Yes, there it is. Now, to find the favored soul trainer, who I believe is upstairs. That's where most of them are, anyway. Wizard. Here we go. Favored soul. Alright. They have jump as a class skill. Okay. We want... deity feats. Quarterstaffs are favored weapons. I'm pretty sure I already know all of these spells, but... let's see which ones I don't know. I don't know... alright, so I already know Bless, so I don't want that one. I don't know Bane, Cause Fear, Command... I do know Divine Favor. I don't know Inflict. I don't know Night Shield, so we can grab Night Shield. That's a nice pickup. They both have protection from evil. Shield of Faith? Sure. Right. Back to getting Paladin levels. Well, favored soul levels, but favored soul is Paladin. There we go. And then here's where we get improved crit bludgeoning, which is a martial feat. Improved crit bludgeoning.
Now that you have arrived in the wondrous city of Sharn, Captain Dranmore suggests that you head to the Adventurers Guild to find out more about current events in the city. Speak
You thought it was just the value of Epic Past Lives? Well,
Adventurers Guild in the
if you look at it,
district of Sharn.
Now that we're at level 15, still with no gear on, it's at 82. And part of that is past lives, and part of that is monk. Because as you can see, we have we've got 9 for being centered, for example, and 16 miscellaneous. Besides, 30 from the feat bonus, that's past lives. And plus 10 charisma bonus, plus 7 dex bonus. So the charisma and the centered bonuses are both for being monk, or at least monk-like. Can I help you, Liesel? Let me get you a treat. Alright, now time to try to figure out what I'm doing for my points at this level. So, as we said, we do want Vistani Knife Fighter. Alright, so we take Sacred Defender. We want that one. We do want Xin Tao. We don't want Ninja Spy. We'll take War Soul there. We will take Sacred Fist, yes. And Vistani Knife Fighter. Alright, so we're going T5 and Sacred Fist. So we'll put those points in first. We don't get this one. Right, yes. Move speed. Alright, and we definitely want to do these. We'll take Wisdom. More Wisdom. Take the deflect arrows here. We take weapons don't get hurt. We'll take that. And sneak dice. Move speed. Sneak dice. Q regeneration. Some strike through. We get spring attack. And we get the move speed. Okay. We have 19 points left. I'm going to take the extra defenses here. Like just those 6, because those 6 are very efficient. Which leaves us with 13 points left. How good is our charisma? 30? So that's 5 to hit and damage from trance. Well, it's going to be more than that once we put gear on. Alright, wait. Okay, so those 4 are required. That's 15% attack speed to quarterstaffs. So we know we have to put those points in. Actually, 2 of these remaining are slotted that they must be in one of these trees. Alright, so we have 1 point left after all that. So we have haste boost, we have our T5s, and we have our defenses, and our attack speed. Which means we have 1 point left to put into wide sweep. So I think our next 4 points are going to be wide sweep and true seeing. Like, if we're hitting giant hold, true seeing is kind of important. Unless I have true seeing already on items, in which case it's not important at all. So we're going to put 1 point into wide sweep, which just means it doesn't do as much damage. It appears to not affect the cooldown or anything, just the damage, so that's good. Right. We will spend our Reaper points as well. We're not going to forget that, as we sometimes do after we reincarnate. Just spend all these points. We want charisma this time. Charisma. More charisma. And of course, we want all the melee stuff we can get. And I guess we'll take Dex here. If I'm not strength-based, strength gives, I think, the least out of the possible things. Except. Okay, good. We got that going. We got that going. And we're going to toss that over there. Alright. First things first. Get our bags. Alright. We get our Gibber's Blade. We get our Harper Pin. Alright. What other level 1 stuff do we need to grab? Cosmetic Cloak. I know there's at least 1 or 2 other things in here that I want to grab out. Like, I want my Feather Falling Cloak as a swap. There it is. Oh, right. Key to the City. That's a nice one to have. Quiver of Alacrity. Also very important. Key to the City comes over here. Oh, and of course, our Master's Gift Goggles. Alright, show me level 5 to 15 gear. And we'll go slot by slot. Weapon. Where is my Elemental Bloom? Hooray, Elemental Bloom. Alright. Armor. My card is light armor. We want Turncoat. There we go. Turncoat. Eyes we already have. Head. Crown of Butterflies. That's correct. Neck. Family Recruit Sigil. For our set bonus and True Seeing. And then we have Trinket. We won't do Emblem of Elemental Evil because we don't want to take the penalty, so we will go with our Blue Raptor Feather. And Cloak. Sure. City's Champion. Waste. We don't want Chain of Manacles. We'll take a Bronze Dragon Scale. Rings. Now this is where it's going to get a little different because last time we went with Strength Rings. And this time I don't think we want to go with Strength Rings. I think we want Charisma. But I don't know if I have... Oh, okay. Well, we might actually just go with both. I think that's what I did last time too for like the permanent blur. So we take this for Charisma and I'm going to pull this out just to check something. Otherwise, we might go here. Even though, like, besides the Insightful Charisma, it doesn't have much going for it. Like, we might wear Chieftain instead, too. Like, that's also a possibility. But, I'm going to fill my other slots first and then check that out. Rings. Hands. Hammer Fist, really the only option here. Finish our set bonus. Feet. Golden Greaves. And we'll bring out the Fleetfoot as our swap alternative if we need freedom of movement. Wrists. Hallowed Castigators. Easy enough. Alright, so 47, 36. Yeah. So this is where we're getting our accuracy from, which is why we're wearing that. Even though, like, the strength doesn't really help us, the, yeah, okay. I was just looking to make sure that it had the Charisma to hit and damage on it. Okay, so there's our gear. Oh, wait. cosmetic gear, and Featherfall swap. And the weapon here, just in case we need to swap that. Okay. So we need to prepare spells. Spells. Favored soul. They're always prepared. Just some buff spells. Alright. Paladin. Let's start with the level 3s. Incinerating Wave. We'll pull that out just in case. Right, that's power attack, that's a stance. We're going to turn that on. Cure Moderate. I don't need Magic Circle. Oh, I should prepare that if I want to use it. We'll bring out Cure Moderate just in case. Angel Skin is really nice. Racial bonus. Sacred Flame Empowerment. Yes. That is basically required. Wait, duration 20 seconds? Okay, so that needs to go on a bar and get hit, like, on cooldown. I guess we'll take Righteous Command instead. But Angel Skin is really nice. It's a shame that I don't get to use it. Alright, we will take Protection from Evil, and we will take Bless. Okay, so these are all long-term buffs. This is a short-term buff, that's a long-term buff. That's a heal. Okay. So we got our spells figured out. Let's look at feats. Okay. Ancient Power. We want Grace. We want Double Strike. And we want Enchant Weapon. And then for our Iconics, we'll take Asmar's Scourge, because that's more Double Strike. Alright, so that's it for those feats. We will put on our cosmetics that last through reincarnation now, which is nice. And let's see. We pulled power attack out. Ah, yes. Spring attack. We need that out on our bars somewhere. We'll bring out meditation. We have our stances pulled out here, so we're gonna move this over there. Move our stances over here. For the time being, I think we're just gonna sit in Ocean Stance, because we haven't gotten our improved stances at all yet, so they're not doing a whole lot. We do have Lay on Hands. That needs to come out on bars. We do have Remove Disease. We do need to bring out Turn on Dead as well. And Smite Evil we're not going to pull out because we have Exalted Smite. Exalted Smite needs to come out. So, Avenging Whirlwind, Exalted Whirlwind, Haste Boost, Reaper Strike. Sacred Defense is a stance. That comes over here. Sacred Flame. Also a stance. That goes over there. And Wide Sweep comes over here. Duration 20 seconds. I kind of wish I had Quicken on that. It interrupts the attack chain a decent amount. But I guess you hit that and then you hit your action boost. It's a shame. I thought that this was like a long-term buff, or at least like to the level of a trance. Like it lasts 2 minutes, not 20 seconds. It's a shame I don't have room for like meta magics, like to extend that or anything. Okay, so now that we have all this stuff, we need to go get spell components. And let's check our stats. So we have 26 or 29 double strike. We've got 50 melee power. We're at like just over 800 health. Our defenses are pretty solid though. We're a little bit overstocked on magic resist rating because we are at, let's see, this is plus 25. So this would put us, yeah, so we're already 13 over our magic resist cap. Oh, I do need to grab a mount. Let's use this as our standard mount. How's our dodge? Alright, well, we have successfully managed, after, you know, an hour and a half-ish, to get our reincarnation and put on gear. Put that there. Gatekeeper's Grove. We're going to hit Myth Draenor. Eventually, once it lets me move. Okay, there we go. Yes, as for the other thing in the stream title, they did announce the 64-bit servers, and they did announce that we don't have a ton of time to decide which one we want to move to before the 32-bit ones kind of go away. Not that they're like gonna delete characters or anything, but before they become unable to be played on. Like the only thing you'll be able to do is like log in, do banking stuff, and get your transfers. So that's something to be aware of. Okay, so now that we're in Reaper, we're at 1100 health. We've got over 100 armor class, 25% dodge. Oh, you know what? I said that we needed spell components, and then I didn't buy spell components. So that's unfortunate.
You've come to these woods to stop the Ettercaps. The spider-like creatures have been capturing elves traveling to the ruins of Myth Draenor. Now to see if you can find the spell.
Okay. So
You found a cave, but it's too small to be the great cave where the Ettercaps take their captives.
here we go. Alright, so it looks like Violence Begets Violence, at least while soloing, has a big enough proc rate to make it definitely worth it. Okay.
The freed elf tells you his
So
story.
yeah, we've got
It seems that the
a lot of-
Ettercaps take their captives to a great cave,
Well-
somewhere deeper in the forest.
Okay, well, everything's just kind of falling over, but it's hard to tell
You
how much of that is
examine
the build is good and how much of it is,
Something big was here
well,
recently. Something larger than an Ettercap.
it's a character with a ton of past lives on it.
Larger.
There we go. Excellent. I didn't know if that would work or not, so I used Remove Disease there, and Remove Disease cured my exhaustion, which isn't what it would normally do, except for the fact that I know that Knight of the Chalice gets a thing in their cores that means that when you use it, you also do like a lesser restoration effect. And I was just kind of banking on that, well,
Will be something much more powerful.
maybe
Large,
we'll get this. Maybe Sacred Fist does the same thing. Okay. Alright. Sure. I hit cooldowns and just get knocked down and away.
The elves will once again be able to walk these woods undisturbed.
Well, at least the cleaves we get are like 360-degree cleaves, which is really nice. Lunar Gem of Natural Armor. I mean, not the best, but could be worse. And now we have to wait an extra 13 seconds to get out of here because they put a damage over time effect on us, and that just means we couldn't possibly recall out of the quest. Alright, so we need level 1 Divine, level 1 Divine, level 2 Paladin. Okay, where's the general purpose vendor? Right. Okay, show me. That's Alchemist, Arcane, Artificer, Bard, Divine. Give me 1,000 of these. And then Paladin, Paladin. We're just gonna buy all of them. Just because. It's 4 inventory slots. It's almost no platinum. They don't weigh much. Like, there's no point in skimping out on it because it doesn't really save us anything to do so. Alright. So I guess we go out this way now. Question is, which way do we go? Gotta zoom this out. I guess we go to Trinitar's Hall and then head to the eastern branch, and then we teleport back out to the hall and go west.
Here it was, the city of song, glowing with the mythos touch beneath the inkling light of stars. Those from all races, all walks of life existed together in harmony. So much innovation, so much conversation. My old soul got used to the company. Could have stayed there forever. That forever
All right.
now exists
Death Host the
solely in
Banquet.
the past.
There's a lot of running in this one.
Once Tyrantos Hall was a place of merriment. Now it stands ruined and seemingly empty. Yet you hear faint
Damn the
sounds
bot.
from up ahead. Is it just the building settling? Or something else?
Oh right, I don't have a dash. Okay,
You hear
off we go.
someone calling out from behind a doorway blocked by a magical barrier. It doesn't sound like one of the undead. You found the drow you're seeking, but it seems that he's trapped behind
Well,
that barrier.
we've been hit by
And to remove
2
it,
minutes
you'll
of
need a pair
you
of door
basically
hooks.
can't attack. So that sucks. And by you basically can't attack, I mean slow. Your attack speed is slowed by 30%, which is a ridiculous amount. But we will make do somehow.
Re-entering the Great Hall, you're surprised by the sight of a towering skeletal figure. The skeleton shatters and falls, the crest in its chest
Okay, well,
free.
that went well.
Scan the room, looking for the fallen object.
Oh, it's so slow. And Wind Stance doesn't actually give me much attack speed either, because we only have the really, really low level stance. Okay, well, I was expecting a little more there, but we'll see.
The lever is pulled. You notice that it seems quiet as the barrier above deactivates.
Go, and up we go. We are back down to green dungeon alert, which is an acceptable level for us.
The lever is pulled. You notice a distant quieting as the barrier above.
Unfortunately, we do not have Dimension Door, so. There we go.
The lever is pulled. You notice a distant quieting as the barrier above deactivates.
There we go. And now we just get to
A faint sense of unease fills you. It's as though you're being watched. This crest likely fits the socket
so
of
we
a
don't need to
door.
kill him. And we can just kind of throw that on our way by. Cancel Featherfall for most of the fall. So the buff lasts about 20 seconds, and this has about a 20-second cooldown. So we have pretty good uptime on our feline agility just by hitting spring attack as needed. So the slow has worn off, finally. And we're up to green dungeon alert, which is not a problem.
With both crests in place, the magic barrier fades away. Yet you're distracted by the sound of cracking bones. A new foe has arrived.
Oh, there's a Reaper. I kind of forgot we were on Reaper just because we got lucky and none of them spawned. Still, nice and quick run. I keep wanting to hit the monk leap, which I do not have
Icon of the dwarves.
because I'm not a monk.
Closer to unlocking the
Or maybe I
mystery
will have Abundant Step, I just
Now
don't have it
return to the
yet.
elf encampment to report your progress.
Do I get Abundant Step? Interesting. Oh wait, I don't lose that, it's just that I don't gain it. I was looking at the layout of like, what do you gain versus what do you lose? And it's just like, wait, no. There isn't... Sacred Fist isn't a special kind of monk, it's a special kind of paladin. So... They never had the Abundant Step thing to begin with. Into the safe hold.
Long ago, Corminthir's greatest wizards gathered to share new spells and discuss their latest research. Yet not even the Empire's greatest wizards could prevent the fall of Myth Draenor. Rules are all that remain.
Welcome. Under siege, we have different priorities. Report to the central hall immediately. We will need every
I think
wizard in
that
the city working together
there's
to
a
keep the
fast
invaders
way
out.
to do this, if I recall correctly.
This was once the library, yet the shelves lining the walls of this vast chamber are broken and empty. It seems the books have been swamped by the impatient maw of time.
I don't know if it's like a stealth run thing or just like face tank it and pray, but face tanking all this force damage is really just not ideal. Did I get it? Yeah, okay. The crits are huge though. So there's that, which is nice. See, now I've got more people on my dungeon alert than I would have otherwise, just because I couldn't tab target to the crest fast enough. Okay. Okay. This is fine.
Dwindle. I have reconfigured the safe hold so it can be opened with these crests. That way, any might access it.
Alright, off we go.
All of our senior wizards have fallen in battle. Of course, this brings risks of its own. We continue to draw on the safe hold to keep the invaders at bay. Yet the skies there are getting low. invaders are in the city.
Okay,
Entire
here we
districts
go.
are now under their control. They were just too many. Our defenses could not hold them back. The enemy is so thick on the ground we cannot even reach the castle. So, we will make our stand here.
You hear a muffled sound off in the distance, as if a door had been blown open.
So,
A quick examination shows that this drow elf was
so this
slain
one
recently,
goes really quickly.
probably by one of the creatures nearby. This must be the leader.
And of course, we get the auto healing for being in
It
Reaper.
seems he never found the a magic portal flickers in the sky. Perhaps it leads to the safe vault, where the wizards kept their
I am safe.
There we go.
We're almost out of food, so we've decided to bring forth our last defense. Yet the
4 minutes.
risks are great.
Not
I can
bad.
only pray to the gods
It does
that
look
I
like we had an
will
ad
be
break
our
pop up
undoing.
on Twitch in the middle of it, so people missed like half the quest because there was an ad for a minute. So that's unfortunate.
Yet, whatever that last defense might have been, it failed to keep the invaders out of the city.
The summoning was a success. Now to proceed to the binding.
Alright.
But I'm certain
Now we're gonna head
Spell
up
holding
to
the
House of Song, I
Wizards.
think that one is.
By the gods! It's free!
It seems the
There we
wizard's
go.
final defense was a powerful summoned demon. A demon
So,
that
Stick
they
Monk
could
continues to be good, even when it's not really a monk, when it's
is the icon
Paladin
of the
monk.
elves. It's the object you were sent here to find. One
But
of the 3 items
the advantage of
to control.
being like, oh, by the way, we have tons and tons
You pause for a moment.
of
fascinated
what?
by what you see.
Of
Protective
extra defenses,
enchantments have
some of which are
kept
wasted
performing
because
before
we are
complete
already
precision,
over the magic resist
just
cap.
as it was
But, you
before
know,
the city fell. But this is no time
better
for
to be
reflection.
over cap
The Lich
than it is
leading
to
the Red Wizard
be sitting at like
expedition is
0.
somewhere in the depths of this castle. You must stop the Thayans before they can gain control of the Mythil. 3 empty thrones set into an alcove overlook this
Alright,
massive hall.
now we just have to wait for him to
This
get
hall
here so we can open
feels
this. It'll be locked until he walks up.
empty, despite all the trappings.
I tried my best to run here quickly.
Several angry devils step through the portals you
There we go. We took out the blue one before it went invisible. And then we wasted our extra time by not noticing that one of them was tripped. Now we just have to wait for the blue one to come out of invisibility.
The devil starts to
you
fade
go.
the moment it falls, showing that it was summoned here deliberately. Ildranath sighs as he gets to work. He'll
All right,
prevent
off
the
we
Red
go.
Wizards from accessing the power of the Mythil, while you find and defeat the Lich.
Oh, I should probably put up buff spells. There we go. So, I know that I can theoretically tab target, but I've missed them repeatedly while trying to tab target, so now I don't do that anymore. Now I actually look in the rooms, and then tab target once I'm inside. There we go. Unlike the monk last life, I don't have, like, super unlimited ki. So I must have taken different enhancements, so I'm not getting as much. Fortunately, I'm not too worried about one dude attacking me, just because, well, there's only one of him. He's not strong enough to hurt me, which means the only thing he can do is slow me down by being dungeon alert. But there's only one of him, and one dude does not make for a slowing dungeon alert. The other option might just be that our stuff is, yeah, more expensive, like 12 and 18, whereas a lot of the monk strikes were like 6. So perhaps we are generating the same amount, but it's just my abilities cost more. But then again, they're 360-degree cleaves, so kind of makes sense that they might cost a little more. Yeah, I know that fire gives extra on crit. I think part of it is also playstyle, in that I'm basically walking up, hitting cleaves, and then, like, leaving. Which means I'm not getting many actual melees in. And since actual melees are generally the things that are generating the ki, that's probably going to have an impact. But yes, I did get the one into Tabaxi. Well, I have one of the 2 crests that are in these rooms, but I have already found all 3 of the experiments, so there's that at least, I guess. Go. More crests? No? Crests? Stop that. No crests. Ooh, but there is a remnant chest. Yep, there's our crest, and we're off. So let's see. Out of the 9 rooms to check, the second crest was in room number 8. Oh, I somehow missed my jump. Let's try that again. There we go.
3 empty sockets are built into the back of the 3 thrones. The third crest
And down
is
we go.
placed. The wall behind the throne slides aside, revealing a staircase down. Flecks of crystal, like stars, reflect in the ancient stone of this cavern. The floors are worn smooth by centuries of use.
And smite. There we go. Remnant chest. Hooray, remnant. unlike the doors up top, these are very reliable in telling you if there is a crest inside. Okay, there we go. Smack you a couple times. There we go. There we go. Crest in here.
Fill the many niches set
Need
into
one
the
more.
walls of this
It might just be in one of the places that it just hangs around outside of the room. Nope, looks like it's in the shrine room, because that's the only room we haven't checked yet.
A gentle breeze and the faint tinkle of bells.
And we are going to
suggest
switch
that
boots, so
bound
we're going to lose our
soil
damage
of the
reduction.
Feywild is thin in
But
this location.
this guy does have a paralysis touch, and we don't want to deal with getting paralysis touched. So we put on freedom of movement. Wait, duration 1 minute. I shouldn't have bothered learning that.
Red Wizard's expedition to the ruins.
You're back. Earlier, I gave you an opportunity to save your own meager life. You should. Don't think of
Oh look, the Bone Guard's dead.
a lich. Not just a lich. A Zulkira Thay.
It does feel like I'm hitting harder than I did on normal Monk. Either that or I just got used to
That.
trying to do this stuff in Legendary.
Dead in a moment.
Hey, heroic melee power.
Lich's shriveled hand.
Not
Necromantic
bad.
energies fill the chamber. Undead appear. Your last blow.
Honestly, I think 9 minutes isn't that bad for this either, because it largely comes down to how early can you find the crest.
Over you, making you feel disconnected from the world for a moment. My phylactery! No! The phylactery smokes and cracks as you lay it on the altar to the Seldarin. A short-lived scream fills your mind just before the phylactery crumbles to dust. A disembodied voice fills your mind.
You only delay the inevitable. Destroying my
go.
physical form gains you nothing.
You've destroyed the Red Wizard's
Okay,
plan,
so Paladins
opening
don't
the
get like
way
the
for
slow fall
elves
thing
to
that Monk
rebuild
does,
their
so
ruins.
that's something that we will have to address.
Thay is powerful, and its agents are everywhere. You wonder when you'll encounter the Red Wizards again.
My soul is bound to
How
my
good are
phylactery.
the,
In time, my body will reform.
I don't know about the level 4 quests for having the augment gear. Like, it's gonna be, that sounds like a lot of work to compete with
Suddenly,
Feywild that is already ridiculously strong at that level.
the Lich leading the Red Wizard's expedition has
But,
hidden his phylactery in the ruins of what was once the gem cutters and jewelers.
Yeah, especially if
Now you
the augments that they drop are required level 4, then it's just like, it's not going to be that effective. So,
A large stone pipe dominates this vertical shaft, drawing water from deep underground.
oh, the levels. Oh, I see, I see. So, all of the augments are required level 1. I thought they scaled like normal augments. Yeah, okay, so I can see that being pretty effective. But also, yeah.
The lever is
I'm going to say this is another case where Profane is going to be the big winner over Artifact, just because Artifact is still pretty easy to get at that level. Even if the Sun ones are going to be better than the Feywild stuff, just because of level differences.
With the second lever activated, the magical gate blocking off the northern passage slides open.
So, the big ones are goggles, normal quality plus solar. Sounds good. You have any idea where you and your guild are headed for the 64 bits? Because there's been a lot of chatter various places of like, hey, Where are the other streamers going? Where are the guilds going? Where are the this, that, and the other going? It's just like, I haven't really looked into like almost any of it yet. And we're knocked down by the elementals. Either Belt or Cloak has the Ram Smite. Yeah, the only thing that I've really looked at as far as stuff goes, it's like, well, I don't think I'm going to go to the Euro server. But besides that, I haven't really looked at anything. Alright, which way are we going? Is it on this side? No, on the other side. Okay, good. We do have evasion. You can tell I really carefully read the Sacred Fist stat block. It's like, wait, do I have evasion? I do have evasion. Oh, happy day. We just happen to have evasion.
Sound of metal dragging on stone reverberates throughout the water as the submerged...
And if you're wondering why I can breathe underwater, I happen to get the underwater breathing curse on my Constitution belt.
Thrown above and begins slithering toward you. The creature hisses angrily. Those who come to disturb my master's treasure will die by my fangs. With a final sibilant cry,
Yeah, under 4
the
minutes.
spirit naga
Just
falls
very nice.
lifelessly
Also, what was the armor piece we got?
You find the phylactery
Outfit of the
nestled
Crown Blade.
inside a delicate padded coffer.
Linguistics,
Now that you have the Lich's phylactery, you
lots
can
of healing
proceed to
amp,
the Red Wizard's incursion.
and
It's time to
elemental
return to
resistance.
the elves' encampment to
Even
report
if
your
even
success.
in having sun
Dwarves
stuff,
built the
that's
House of
really,
Gems as a place
really
where the
not
city's
very
gem
good.
cutters could grade,
It's-
trade, and
hmm,
safely store
yeah.
their jewels.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I like healing amp as much as the next guy, but healing amplification really isn't a stat that's in great need in heroics. Like most other stats that are percentage based. Like the higher level you get and the more the numbers get bigger, well,
You enter
the better your
house of
percentage based
sorrow,
stuff is going to be.
only to
But
find Ogma's temple is in the same state of disrepair
we're not to that
as the
point
rest
yet.
of the city. Now, to pass the test Zalira mentioned in her note. I only hope this icon of the humans hasn't already been crushed under a
Yep.
pile of rubble. You enter the temple's main hall. The floating spiral staircase the House of Song was once known for is now crumbling into years of neglect. Behind it lies a sealed door with colored crystals surrounding it. This sound looks much more recent than anything else in the ruined temple. Perhaps it was written by the bard you were sent to find. Your melody echoes through the empty halls.
Okay,
When
well,
the notes fade,
that hurt a
you
lot.
think you can feel an aura of satisfaction from the House of Song itself.
And we can just heal up a little bit while we're doing this. 1, 2, 3.
The nearby crystal lights up.
Off we go. Excuse you. Something just decides, yeah, we'll hit him for 100. Sure, why not?
Your melody echoes through the empty halls. When the notes fade, you think you can feel an aura of satisfaction from the House of Song
All
itself.
right. Who's first? You're first. Is that all of them? Yes. Okay, good.
Rubble blocks the doorway. You will have to find another way around.
How many have I done so far? Only 2, right? Yeah, I need 2 more. This is probably not, like, an ideal path, but you know. Ionian scale, please. Thank you.
Those are definitely the right notes
Ding.
in the right order. The nearby crystal lights up.
All right.
Those are definitely the right
What's up top in this
notes
one?
in the right order.
Ah, it's one of these. Okay. This goes that way, that goes that way. This goes this way. That's there, that's there. This has to do this number. This needs 2, and that needs 1. We should be good to go. Oh. That way.
The way to the inner temple is now open. You must have pleased Ogma. At least a little.
This way. I'm in combat with something. Because I'm not getting full healing.
The door to the inner temple is now open. Beyond is a slender drow woman, humming a tune.
But yeah, it should be interesting to see how all the servers balance out.
Party left and never returned. I might have guessed. To be honest, I never fully believed our plan would work. The other elves will never accept us until they truly understand us.
Wait, what?
Maybe here.
Why this set? I thought it was always the ones on the left first.
Party and why we left the Underdark. Maybe when they hear it, the others will understand. The guardian of this temple is far too strong for me to challenge on my own. You can maybe succeed in your task. Go on. I have no quarrel with you or
Oh.
your quest.
Did I just hit it hard enough that it skipped the first set? Like, they never aggroed.
The excitement of a
Didn't
new
know you could do that.
The joy of hearing a good song.
Good to know.
A sphinx stands expectantly in the center of the chamber. So far, you have proven your wit, says the sphinx. Yet are you capable of protecting the mythal
Too bad the
from those who would
cost reduction is only spell points and not key.
Come,
Eh.
prove yourself to me in battle. Enough.
If I'm, like, in there mixing it up, it's not really that big a deal. Like, I've got enough key most of the time.
Worthy of the idol. She nods towards the back of the room, where a door begins to open. You found the icon of the humans. As you turn to leave, the bard waves to you, smiling sadly.
Okay.
Icon! Oh, it's good to actually set my eyes on it. I got so close.
Okay. The next ones should be off to the east, right? Why are they not showing up on my map? Or are they just always hiding behind these icons?
At least until
Wait,
I finish
that's...
my poem. If any
Oh,
of
they're
the party survive,
southeast. Why did I think they were
tell them what I
east of
want
House
to
of
do.
Song? Okay.
Perhaps once I am finished,
This away.
we'll be
Is
truly
that-
accepted
oh, that's
by
just a
our
shambling mound.
sovereign kin.
Okay, this away.
I was meant to be here. The power I feel in this place reminds me of one I have not felt since I left the presence of my
Wild Hammer. Really? They got a wild surge that knocked me off of my mount. That is inconvenient. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that it gave profane spell power. Then again, I guess at the time it came out, there really weren't that many sources of profane spell power.
It's a marvel of elven engineering. The sort of marvel that was once part of everyday life.
I think we'll hit the kidnappers first. But yeah, what is the set bonus at Cap? Is it 25 or 30 profane spell power? I think it's 25, right? As compared to Reaper, which is going to be 3, 3, 3. No, that's 6, 6, 6, 6, 12. 45? Really?
Humans made their homes here, built their own neighborhoods, dreamed their own dreams.
I could have sworn it was lower than that. Oh well. So let's see.
The path of
Oh, the Reaper action boost. Okay.
Occasional signs of their passage show that
Yeah, that makes more sense.
The path ends abruptly in a sheer drop-off. It seems the only way to go is down.
Okay.
You notice a small green leaf lying on the ground. One of the captives must be marking their path. A massive Umbra Hulk claws its way out of the cave floor, its insect-like eyes tracking every move. The massive
Go.
creature
Easy
crashes
enough.
to the ground, shaking the cavern.
See shit with everything shaking like that, but it's fine. We make it work.
Massive mushrooms blanket this cavern, making it a veritable forest.
Hi.
This small clearing shows signs of having been recently used.
Oh, the Orthons came down. Where's the button? There's the button. Well, lever, but they call it a lever. It's really a button. Lots of fire. Oh, Plague Reaper. There we go. Easy enough. Yo. I may not perform this action while underwater. What action? I wasn't trying to perform any actions while underwater. Alright. Thank you. We managed to pull the lever without having to kill them, because they're annoying to kill as melee. They do Frost Lance me for like 50 a shot, so that's not ideal. But it's fine. There we go. That's enough to get rid of our dungeon alert, which is really all I care about.
Gives you a scathing look. It seems some surface rabble has caught up to us, just in time to feed my little pet. With an ear-piercing cry, the hook horror leaps to the little pet barks out.
Pop.
The hook horror drops to all fours with a confused squawk.
Ah, she came down. And she's dead.
Fills the drow leader's eyes. Averting my head. Prepare to die. The light goes out of the drow leader's eyes as she slumps to the ground.
Got him. Just spamming tab target, and eventually
Give quiet
we'll get him.
thanks as they're released. They quickly disappear into the mushroom stalks, heading back to the surface. You've dealt with the raiders and
But yeah,
freed the captives.
quests are averaging like 4 minutes, which is
To the ruins of Myth-
pretty damn quick. But then again, Tabaxi has kind of an innate advantage in that you spend most of your time in a low-powered sprint boost. But, you know, a low-powered sprint boost is still much faster than no sprint boost at all. And still, depending on the length of the quest, might be better than a full-powered sprint boost that has limited charges. Because you can just keep it up forever. Alright. Where's my Temple of Seed? Alright. Come here, Seed Temple. We have work to do. There we go. And yes, you can use offensive action boosts while speed boosting. That is another benefit.
Located with strange new location, based on the emblems on the wall, not to mention the rancid
Okay,
scent.
go through here.
Conclude that this
Grab
place
the
has
power
something
seed.
to do with Moanda. The dead god of Loftis is a seed of Moanda, seething with vile energy.
Alright. Now let's see if I actually have this remembered correctly. We head to the right.
A look at the floor suggests that touching it would be a bad idea.
Go away, Carnage Reaper. We don't like you here. And we have enough health that we don't actually care that we're taking damage from the acid. It's like, oh no, I've taken like 300 damage from acid. But, you know, we have a significant amount of health that is more than that. As far as, like, melee stuff goes, your weapon takes literally 0 damage is just so nice when there are a bunch of slimes around. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm charisma based. Healing Hands actually hit for a ton. Alright, so we don't go left. We do go both ways here. Go. Grab our seed. Wait, that's just like, do I have to swap weapons? No. Go. Take them out. Oh, was there? Oh, there's a Famine Reaper in here. And a Fear. Okay. So this needs to go that way. This needs to come around. Oh, whoops. I clicked that one too many times. This goes this way, that goes that way. Did I do this wrong? I think I did do this wrong. There we go. Got all the seeds. Boom, boom. Would I say the majority of DDO quests are straightforward in terms of completion criteria? Like you can't get lost easily or something, unlike the Necro 2 quest. I would say yes, but it also depends on which era of quests you're doing. So,
The seed of Moanda, channeling its power into the strange pod.
yeah, it depends on which era of quests you're doing, and just like which quest you're doing. Because there is a case made, like, I will use Myth Draenor as an example. Myth Draenor has an overwhelming majority of quests that are basically a long hallway. And then it has like 2 or 3 quests that you can pretty easily get lost in.
There are other temples to the dead god. Who can say whether at some point or another
So like
similar
the one with all of the that you can split and there are like the 4 crystals to do, that one you can get lost in pretty easily. There's a lot of we'll say optional paths in it. Also, Death Holds a Banquet you can get lost in relatively easily because there are large sections of the quest that are only needed for optionals, so you can get lost there pretty easily. But I'm trying to think. Oh, and of course the time one where you're going back and forth. That one is super easy to get lost in. Like, you can get lost in Ravenloft. What part of Ravenloft? Because if it's Castle Ravenloft, like Invitation to Dinner, or whatever the one is where you have to rescue the Raven, that is, I would say, more the expectation than the exception. It's like, man, I get lost in Invitation to Dinner. It's like, yeah, welcome to the club. Everyone gets lost in Invitation to Dinner. I'm trying to think where you can... Heck, even, like, Death House. If you know the route, Death House is easy. But there's a lot of places in Death House that you don't need to go. They're, like, completely optional. Let's see. The one you have to find the icon, yeah. That would be Invitation to Dinner. And, yeah, Castle Ravenloft is big and has a lot of sections that are not relevant to the quest directly. But it's, and it's easy to get lost in. And as I just said, yeah.
This was a fabled school of wizardry. Apprentices flocked
Death House is the one where you have to, like, put the bones to rest. Like, you go up and you find the dollhouse, and then you put the bones to rest, and then you kill the monster in the basement. Like, that whole shtick.
The Red Wizards have established a base here in crumbling ruins of a school of arcane arts. Time to find out why the Thane Carrion Pool was burst out of the rubble.
So, but Death House also, like, there's a lot of different places you can actually go in Death House. If you've never, like, if you're only used to running it with groups who know how to do it, like, there's a lot of other stuff going on in Death House if you go off to the sides a little bit. Not so much downstairs. Downstairs is pretty much like a circle.
Red Wizards want to use the missile to channel
But
from
upstairs,
everyone who has ever died.
like, there's various other landings you can hit.
Grim.
Like, there are things you can do. Alright, now let's see if I can remember the quick-ish way here. I think it's just straight up and not going downstairs at all. But I don't know that for sure.
This was once a student dormitory. Who knows what evil creatures have made this place their home in the long years since the city fell.
Alright, got them taken care of.
Illusory image of long dead
Oh,
students
Nothics.
flickers in the
I think I went the wrong way. Oh no, there it is. There's the door. I still don't know if I'm going the right way.
You burst out into the night air, high up in the school.
I think I am. There we go.
It would seem that the Red Wizards have moved.
And now we come down here so we can pull this lever. Alright, we got the lever. Now we can go this way. Draining mouths go down first. Okay, very good. Body feeder continues to be highly useful. And we'll continue to just cleave as much as we can. Oh, there's a caster over here who didn't group up. Why were you separated from your friends? You could have died together with them instead of, like, several seconds after them. Like, wouldn't that have been so much better? And once again, I tried to hit my keybind for the, for leap. And it's just like, no, I don't have that ability.
The Red
I
Wizards
only have spring attack. No more, no other running around things.
Divert part of the Mythal's power into his own phylactery.
Well, yes, but to your more general question, I would say most quests are pretty straightforward. Or they might be kind of like Y-shaped.
Track down the last
Like,
location of that
you
wizard.
can go pretty much straight to the end,
He was one of
but
the
there's
great
also like
Phil.
a side path that you can go down for an optional or something.
With that, the Red Wizards stalks off. The time for eavesdropping is over. You've been detected.
Oh, you have your bone guard with you, eh? But he did live long enough to put a tiny little electrical dot on me to keep me from stealing his loot, so who's really had the last laugh? Because I'm trying to think of, like, early quests, like, so you've got Korthos. Korthos, let's see, your first 3 quests, you can't really get lost in. After that, when you go out to Korthos Island, assuming you can find your way around the island itself,
This was a fabled school of wizardry.
then let's see.
Apprentices flocked here to learn the arcane
I wouldn't say you can get lost in the one that's the drain pipe with the Sahuagin,
during the titanic battle in which Myth
but
fell.
it is pretty easy to... I can see yourself not being able to know where to go, because there is this section where you have to swim, and people might not be ready for that. And there are indicators to help with that, like you turn the valves, you get the locking gemstones light up, and they light up like right over the water, so you can see they're there over the water. But it's definitely easy to do that. When you're saving the mayor's daughter, that's another one where you can't really get lost, but you can definitely get sidetracked, because there is a puzzle that most people have probably forgotten about. But there's a relatively involved, like, turn the lights on sort of puzzle in that swimming section, where you can unlock it if you have, where you can unlock something if you have lockpicking, like down there. Yeah, there's a puzzle there too. So if you've never been there before and you don't know that that's optional, then yeah, you can definitely get sidetracked there for a while. Same thing with rescuing Hayden. Like, there's not a lot that you can't get lost for long, I'll say. Like, it's like, do you need to do every single, like, is every single passageway directly related to your path to the final encounter? The answer is no. Like, there are some side paths, but they're pretty short, and they're not particularly consequential, so I wouldn't be too concerned about those. And then, let's see, which one am I missing? Ah, the one with the traitorous Jacoby Drexelhand. He's, that one you can't get lost in. That one is just straight up Y-shaped, like, go straight, go right, pull a lever, go left, pull a lever, go back to middle. Oh, this is a puzzle that I can't, like, I can do that style of puzzle, but not that specific one, because for some reason I can't read what that puzzle says its stuff is. Like, the indicators for, like, whether you've got stuff, like, correct or not is, like, dark versus light, and I have no idea which of the colors that it shows are supposed to be dark versus light versus, like, no color. Like, if I knew what the indicators meant, I could do it, but it's just like, I even know what indicators to look for, but it's just like, you can get one of 3 responses, like one of 3 colors, but the way that one is done, I don't know which of the 3 colors it'll like show me a color, and I don't know which of the 3 colors it's showing me. Like, does that one mean incorrect completely, or does that one mean it's like almost correct? It's like, because specifically what the indicators are for that sort of puzzle is you have either like correct color or correct color in the wrong slot. Like, those are your 2 indicators. It's like, oh, you got the right color, but it's in the wrong space. Or you got the right color, but it's in the right space. So that's where all the deduction comes from, just that type of data. I didn't need to turn that one at all. I did need to turn that one. Let's see. This one goes this way. That'll probably do it. I might have missed one.
With all the rooms
Nope,
lit, a
got it.
passage opens in the side of the room. You hear the click of the door.
We'll fight them with the other guys in here. Yeah, this one is definitely one that you can get lost in. Especially where they put some of the levers. Alright, so we come back this way. Then we go down. It is nice that at least one of the mages came over to be in melee range, so I appreciate that level of, oh, what is the word I was looking for? Consideration? It was very considerate of them.
Flames roar to life when you enter the room. On the back wall, you see a large cube of crystal.
I was very focused on bursting down the mummy so I didn't get mummy rot, and so I got several stacks of the fear dot on me. But that's okay.
You pull the lever. The purple crystal lights up,
Alright.
emitting a soft
So
glow.
if we had Dimension Door, this is where we would use it. Because that is 2 out of 4. Now, this is another thing that gets people lost a lot, which is maps like this, where it's overlapping. You get like one top-down view of the map, but the map is actually three-dimensional. So you're seeing like the top floor and the bottom floor at the same time, and it makes the map, let's just say, less useful. Alright, so we got 2 out of 4. That's why this is such a good one to split on if you have a party, because one half of the party can go one way, one half goes the other way. We're gonna move over here next to the mages for our cleaves. There we go. Okay. More of these. We're just trying to kill the casters so they don't interrupt us opening this door. This way.
Elegant elven figures done.
Did I base that off of what I saw? Like, was there an indicator on the floor? No, that was a memory thing. I looked around at what I saw and was like, oh, right, we turned right here.
Crystals, emitting beams of electricity that shoot up towards the ceiling. The orbs cease their casting.
Also, that is one of those traditional kind of,
The room.
like, this lever changes these things, this lever changes these things, this lever changes these things. Pull them in the order that turns everything on or off. Fortunately, I solved it the first couple times I was in here, and now I just remember it.
Defending the legion.
Wisp.
Shivering mist. You find a door on the side of this chamber.
Go.
As you pull this lever, the
One
red
more.
crystal above it starts to glow.
And there's a trick coming up here shortly, which is why I say this, which is another reason why I say this one is relatively easy to get lost in. Yes, yes. Need to move around to the wisps, so we can get them in cleaves too. Is that one, there's a lever in here with the shrine,
You find a
which can be
hidden lever
easy
inside these shrines.
to miss.
Unlocking
But
passage
if you don't need to shrine,
water.
you might have that instinct to, oh, you look in, you see the shrine, it's like, oh, that's the shrine room, and move on. But no,
A group of
you
gargoyles
have to
crouches
go into that
in
shrine room to pull the lever to get here, to the green lever.
large green crystal on the wall. The gargoyles rouse from their slumber and lunge towards you.
There we go. And once again, this is where it would be nice to have Dimension Door, but we don't. And we didn't grab the Dimension Door Hireling or anything either, so... We could go faster if we brought the D-Door Hireling.
The door at the entrance to the tomb should be unlocked.
Actually, we'll go this way. I don't know if it's faster or not, because I have move speed, but if you don't have move speed, this way is almost definitely faster.
Crystal is embedded in the wall above this door.
But you come back here, you hit the D-Door,
You found a dimension.
and it brings you right back here, where you want to be.
Will return you to the entrance of the tomb once you have finished exploring this wing. You return to the front hall. The giant door has been opened, revealing a stairwell leading deeper into the tomb. You emerge into a dark hallway. Shield guardians stand at attention. The decrepit
Alright,
walls
so we go
in
here.
this chamber blend into the rough cave stone. A large plaque leans against the back wall. There are 3 locations in the tomb where you can place the icon of the elves, the icon of the humans, and the icon of the dwarves. 2 passages to the left and right rumble open. A pedestal stands against the back wall.
There we go.
A large creature snores peacefully in the
Oh,
center.
right. I need
of
to
the
kill
room.
it for that door to open.
You place the icon of the dwarves on the pedestal.
Or rather, kill them. You need to kill that pack for that door to open. We don't actually care about that right now. We have to come back this way anyway. Because that's actually the way forward. There we go. Now this is where we put the other icon.
You open the door, revealing a room full of dirt and cobwebs. The pedestal stands before the entrance. The group of visitors lunges at you. You place the icon of the humans.
Why
on
did
the
it...
pedestal.
Okay.
You notice its eyes.
Okay,
flash
so that's something I didn't realize.
to normal stone.
So, when I was on my last life, when I was on normal monk, like, Incinerating Wave was it wasn't expensive. It had a longer cooldown. I can, like, spam it on this character.
Stands on a platform here. You spy a
Well, not,
block
like, really spam it.
in the back of the room.
It's a 4-second
You
cooldown.
set the icon of the
But I
elves
can,
atop
like,
the
throw it,
pedestal.
add a wave as I'm approaching, and then turn around and throw a second one back at them after I pass by.
Dimming.
So, that's a
Now that you have
lot
placed
more
all the icons, you must find your path forward.
uptime, I'll say, than I had before.
You
Or I'm
emerge
misremembering,
into
which is
calm
also a
water.
possibility.
Forest animals have taken up residence here. They graze and doze in its lush corners. You see 2 passages, one to your left, the other straight ahead. This one is half with a place beneath the room to be hidden. Before you is a strange magic device. It must have been waiting here, undiscovered for centuries. You
All right.
sense a faint
And now,
drift of power ebbing from the
we
artifact.
snack on watermelon while we wait a minute and a half for them to talk.
A wild bear runs out of the room, startled by your intrusion. How strange. Something happens when you touch the artifact. The room shakes. The statues against the walls rumble and move. Stone scrapes against stone as the statues take their first steps. Their unseeing faces turn toward you, ready to strike. the statues break apart. Once again, just mounds of stone. Suddenly, a group of uniformed strangers appears before you. The one in the middle of the formation steps forward.
Just as I anticipated. I knew that following you into this tomb would lead us straight to the key to the Mythium.
The figure smiles widely, rotting teeth protruding from his desiccated mouth.
You reckless mortals fell straight into their trap. It is fortunate that you were able to overcome the statue's power. You saved us the trouble of defeating them ourselves.
The stranger laughs. It is a strangled, dusty sound, as if his voice has been worn down over centuries of use.
I am Droic Orgul, Zulkir of Thay.
He bends in a short bow.
14 and a half?
Soon our forces will completely occupy this city.
Not terrible for solo.
Once I harness the Mythio's power, I will be unstoppable.
He chokes on his own laugh.
I have no use for stones such as yourselves, so be gone from here.
And now we get to go back in time.
You are suddenly transported away from the chamber. You find yourself back at the entrance to Ildrinath's tomb, on the surface. You think about what the Zulkir said. It is
You know,
only
I could have
a matter
gone back to
of time
town.
before the Red Wizard's forces overtake Mithranna, bringing
spent my
even
points.
more chaos and destruction to this land. For now, you must return to the Elves' camp. You must find a way to thwart Thay's assault. This city will not fall yet again. You will make sure
All
of
right.
that.
The strange note you found in the burial
So
ground
let's see if I remember my way through
to the
this.
Temple of Labalus
It is
Edelweiss,
easier solo
resting
than it is in a
path
group,
Mithranna's
because
elusive
in a
god of
group,
time. Here,
people might get there ahead of you,
able to uncover
so
the
you might lose track of which doors are opened and which are not, and which is the last thing you did.
against the wall. Reading
But
it
fortunately,
is the
it's not a
first
problem
step on your journey.
if you're in
The plan
solo.
states that to receive the blessing of the Time God, you must stand before the altar and pray for assistance. You pick up the box
It's not
of
that way.
artifacts,
It's this way.
certain that you will need them later in your journey. You feel a rush of power as you pray at the altar. A fissure forms in the air before you, through which you catch a glimpse of something that should not be possible. An intact city, untouched by ruin. Stepping through the time rift, you find
Yes,
yourself
there we
in
go,
a
rift in
pristine
time.
version of the temple centuries
Left.
ago, before the city fell. Now that you are in the past, you should be able to learn more from the mages themselves. Your destination is the Mythal Consortium, located across the street. This is the city in its
Nope.
original state. Grand
The answer was, in
and
fact,
serene,
not left.
without danger or difficulty. Your destination is straight ahead. The Mythal Consortium. You enter the Mythal Consortium. People gather in circles, talking.
I don't know why I make that
lavishly
mistake so often,
decorated
but
foyer.
I do.
Someone might have the information you seek. This person wasn't able to help with your search. However, just as you finished talking, a rift appeared. After stepping through the rift, you find
Okay,
yourself
we're going
back
this
in the
way.
present. The consortium has fallen into a state of decay. Crumbling walls and echoing halls surround you. This door is blocked from the other side. You see the remains of what must have been stairs up to the upper level of the consortium. You'll need to find another way up.
Let's see. Back up.
You hear a
Lever.
grinding of stones in the distance.
Through the rift. Okay. We have once again gone the wrong direction.
The High Mages who lead the Mythal Consortium are involved in some sort of secret ritual today. That must be the reason why you were holding
I forget if I have to kill these or not. Well,
a
I don't know if I had to or not, but they're dead now.
Up in this chamber.
I think that one is the, that's the schmuck bait there. Yeah. That's the haha, you went in the door that everything else said you should have gone into. But it was actually the wrong door. You should have gone the other way. Okay, so we come here, we talk to the person, we grab the key, we go back in time. Jeweled key. Rift in time. See, can't do that one, can't do that one. There we go. Oh, right. I forgot I had paralyzing on this. Just because it doesn't proc that often, but it's a nice to have. The paralysis isn't why you run this weapon. Like, it's got so much good stuff on it. Pretty sure you have to kill these for the thing to open. Yeah, okay. Okay. That goes down, we get our key.
You
Go.
pick up a silver key.
We ignore the rest shrine. Alright, off we go.
A portal has opened, allowing a horde of demons to enter. This demon withers away.
Alright.
You enter an empty underground chamber. The sound of
So
your
we
breath
pulled
echoes
blue
across
crystal.
the high walls. You pull the lever, setting the blue
And we'll
crystal
grab the
alight.
extra whatchamacallit. The extra XP from the optional. I need to learn to start with the Tabaxi attack. Because the Tabaxi attack doesn't cost key. So it'll give me a little bit to start with.
You find yourself in an empty courtyard. Just ahead, you spy a small withered sapling. You drizzle water over the tree. Wonder how tall it will eventually become.
See, I never understood this. Like,
Before you stands a
you
dryad,
water the tree
presumably
so it
grown
has a
from
dryad,
you watered in the
so
past.
that when you go
The
forward
dryad
in time,
lives in a pile of
the
leaves.
dryad attacks you because you watered it? Or I guess it could just not remember who you are and just it attacks any humans. And it simply exists because you watered it. And by virtue of its existence, it wants to attack you because obviously that's how it works. Let's see, there's the blue door.
This locked door is marked by a dim blue crystal.
Oh, nope. That is an easy way to get lost in here.
This door needs to be unlocked with a
Because
silver key.
what that was I opened up a shortcut.
In your present,
Again, this is another one. This is a shortcut to let people skip ahead.
in the past,
But this is the correct path.
stairwell
And that's how I've gotten lost in here a lot before I kind of learned my way around. Was the fact that, okay,
guards stand in front of this door.
I went through this, but no, that was the shortcut. So now I'm just
One is
back
marked with
somewhere
a blue
wandering.
crystal, another is marked by a green one.
Go. That should open up the gate. Alright, gate's open. Go. Alright, we're making progress. Good progress. I guess we go up. Okay. Stunning the champion Nothic was definitely a good deal. Or paralyzing, whatever.
A mass of tiles sprawls over the floor in this room.
Just this way. Oh, right. I think this is the way. Go.
The last room lights up, and you hear a click. It must be the lever on the back wall unlocking.
I think this is the
Pull
right
the
way.
lever, and the yellow crystal lights up.
Alright. We go back through this one. Right. Now yellow is open. This is another way that you can help find your way around. If you pay attention to like the lever you just pulled, and then you look for like, okay, which is the way that must have just opened because of that. And yes, I'm aware that I probably should have healed up before I kept going because, well, I've been brought down to relatively low health.
You find some shield guardians guarding a lever against the wall. They will fall.
But I'm just kind of counting on the fact that I can trip them. And then I'll be able to go back and forth through the time portals, and I'll get healed that way. Ooh, remnant chest.
Another door in the hallway.
I did, however, not pay attention, so I forgot what I'm doing. So that's not ideal. That one's locked. Maybe I went the wrong way. Alright, so we go through here. We went this way. We fought Nothics here. We did this. We came around here. We pulled the green lever. Okay. Alright. So we need to go back and find the green door and go through the green door. Got it. See, this is why you should pay attention, not like me. Like me earlier, not like me currently. Alright, where's the green door? There's the green door. Okay. We're going to put our buffs back up, because we've been in here for apparently 15 minutes. we go. There's the note. Just it gets crit for like 2,000. Flame. Excellent.
You
Gold
pick
key.
up a gold key from atop the cabinet.
So we go back through here. Which brings us back this way.
This door requires a gold key. You unlock the door with a gold key.
Oh, right. I have to go through
Returning
here
to
first.
the past, you find yourself in a well-decorated bedchamber. You spot a small, shining object in the shadows.
Okay, now... Right, yes, we go this way, because we need to take the stairs down. Because the iron key is the one that you need from upstairs. After you get the iron key, you need to go south here.
This door is marked with a sign that says, "To the
And this is
courtyard."
another place that you can get kind of
It's
lost,
not tight.
because
An iron key should open it.
look to your left,
You
look to
hear
your
a
right.
soft click as the key
Don't need to go
fits
either of
the
those
lock.
places.
The way to the courtyard has been
Those are
opened.
both optional.
You emerge into the fresh air of a manicured courtyard. There are two buildings on either side. But what stands out to you is the tower directly ahead. The guard tells you that this tower is off limits to all but those who have been invited. Flashing the High Mage's
Talk to
ring is enough
everyone.
proof to show that you're welcome inside.
And then
Inside
talk to
the
her
tower,
again.
You enter a sparsely decorated stairwell.
Alright.
Three
And now we
mages
wait.
stand before a ritual circle. Two turn to confront you, but the third holds up her hand.
Have peace, Lord Endluth, Lady Ekhorn. I sense no malevolence from them. Tell me, why have you come here?
Lady Ekhorn narrows her eyes. I'll accept
Alright, there's
your
our rift.
presence here, but should you get in our way, I will not hesitate to force you out of here myself. Lord Ongluth nods his head, fidgeting. The only way you could have that ring is if I gave it to you myself. There is no other explanation. Very well. I shall believe your
Oh,
theory.
there she is. There it is.
Turns out
It's like, wait a
the
second.
key to
Did
the
I bug
mystery
it?
was
Did I go
not
too fast? Too slow? What's going on?
a man. Sir Ildranath has been transformed into a bear and kept in stasis for all these years. All to protect his great power. The power to control the Mythal. The Srinshi turns her attention to the other mages.
Fellow casters, we have
Yep.
heard their
Got
tale.
4 points left.
What do you say? Should we let them stay?
The other mages
Speak to
nod.
Eldranath.
She turns to you.
We have urgent work to do. We must create the key and seal his power. Speak
Alright.
to me about what
To
is
the
come.
courtyard.
To think that an
Oh, look, a
adventurer
dragon.
from a ruined future would find their way to us. What you say is true. The fate of our city can be changed. We owe it a chance at a new life.
The mages begin chanting ancient Elvish. The Srinshi shouts,
And for the legacy of
Got him. Back through the
Let
rift
us
in
weave
time.
his soul into the Mythal's core.
Through the D door. Then we should be
With the
good
ritual
to go.
complete, Sir Ildranath can now control the Mythal, sacrificing his freedom to keep the power safe through the years. He will rest in stasis in
Just
Ildranath's
under
tomb
18 minutes.
until the time comes when the city needs his help. You
Not
have
terrible.
returned to the present. To your surprise, the Srinshi is waiting for you. She beckons you over.
Here we are once again. Despite the centuries I've spent wandering this city, I never forget a promise. We don't have a lot of time. We must complete the reversal ritual now before the Red Wizards swallow this city whole.
Alright.
The door swings open.
Now we're off
The
to
inwards
do
Ildranath
things the
and
dumb
back.
way instead of the smart
They
way.
must have followed you through the
Because I
ruins
cannot
of
be
the
asked to solve this
city.
puzzle every time.
If
And yes, I know I could look it up,
Elvish
but there are like
Elvish.
3
Let
different
Myth
solutions, I
Elthor
think.
guide us once
So
again.
we'll just brute force our way
Lead
through
to
by
the
killing
Mythal,
everything. It's
return
fine.
to us once more.
You and the Sinchi complete the reversal ritual.
And then we get to go to the book burning.
Returns to his human form. Now that Sir Ildranath has returned to his original form, he can use his power to help defeat the Red Wizards. Soon they will be driven from the city. A large and quite unusual dragon dozes in the center of the ruined courtyard. It moves to defend its resting place the instant it senses your presence. The dragon lets out an ear-splitting roar as it meets its demise.
25% chance. That's
You
true.
see that a time rift has opened behind it. A dimension
I could
door
just
has
get
appeared
lucky
in the
instead.
courtyard. You return to the temple. Having completed your mission, you can go back to the present and onward to your goal of defeating the Red Wizards. Step into the rift and return to the ruined present. Yet, a feeling of peace still radiates from your face, as if Labalus Enerath himself is congratulating you on a job well done. After your adventure in the past, you have finally obtained the knowledge you sought. You have found the key to the mystery and gained his cooperation in the struggle to come. Time to prepare for your final confrontation with Droic Orgel and his army of Red Wizards. Somewhere inside the dark place lies the grave of one of the wizards who created the key to the mystery. It's time for a chat.
What do you mean it's oh.
You can find it.
There we go.
I'm up. Wasn't napping at all. Don't worry, we'll get them all into the ground sure enough. What's this?
Just have to hit these dudes.
No, I was quite clear. I would work up to my death and not 1 second longer. Once I put that spade down and
All right.
crawled into my deathbed, that was that. Now off with you. Let me get back to mouldering away peacefully. Wizards around here somewhere. No doubt you'll find it. Well, at least one off. There you go. Get out for free.
The groundskeeper isn't happy to be disturbed. She has no idea where this wizard you're looking for might be, but guesses that the assistants buried nearby might have an
Well.
idea where to look. 4 plaques beside this door show the location, name, career, and death date of these 4 wizards.
Let's see.
Time, however, has caused them all to wear
So
off.
far we have been
Perhaps
unlucky.
This is why the dead remain restless. They have lost a sense of who they were. Something feels wrong. It seems that you placed something incorrectly. The dead are none too pleased. You look over the epitaph on this sarcophagus, but the information doesn't seem to match the wizard you're looking for. On to the next. You found the body of the wizard.
Getting instantly fatigued when I walked in the door was just quite unfriendly of them.
You look over the epitaph on this sarcophagus, but the information doesn't seem to match the wizard you're looking
Hello,
for.
bear.
On to the next tomb. You catch a glimpse of the word Mythal on this sarcophagus. This must be the correct wizard. The wizard tells you about a hidden cache where you will find everything you need. But he was maddeningly vague about its location. You're about to give up in
Alright, so
frustration.
got it on the
Something
3rd try.
unusual indeed. It's the bear you saw earlier in Ildranath's tower. What is it doing here? Just as you are about to speak, the bear walks off down the corridor. It looks back at you over its shoulder, as if inviting you.
Go. Do I need a rest shrine? No. No, I do not.
You see a figure in red. Hard work reaches
This is where I've messed up several times,
his breath.
thinking, aha, the big dude in the middle of a room. This must be the boss fight. It was not, in fact, the boss fight. It's just the dude.
The Red Wizard falls, leaving the dead he commanded to finally rest in peace.
And here we go. Following the bear. Following the bear through the hole in the wall. Oh look, another shrine. Collectible though.
The bear has led you to a hidden passageway. Squeezing through, you notice a glint in the wall in front of you. And notice that someone is standing here before you.
Boom. Draining mouths.
The red wizard falls at last. The bear squeezes into the hidden passage and walks towards where you saw the glint earlier. Examining the wall more carefully, you find one of the bricks is loose.
There we go.
Tug on it, revealing the cache the wizard mentioned. Inside are 3 items: a scroll, a ring, and a note. The note seems to assume that the temple to Legolas Enareth must be where you need to go next.
All right. One left. We just need to go stop things from being on fire. Which will be a little annoying because our big wave spell is like half fire damage. Well, not half. Stop that. I want to see the tooltip. This effect does this much fire and force damage per caster level, scaling with 300% melee power. But the extra trick is, Incinerating Wave also applies your imbue. And how many imbue dice do I have? Let's see. I have 6 bonus imbue dice. So, 9 if I cast my buff. Okay, so there is the Burning Library. Oh, wrong turn. This way, to where the dragon is.
The smoke billowing from a gigantic tree nearby caught your eye. As you approach, something else captures your attention. A large, shining dragon who watches the blaze with grave concern.
The Platinum Dragon's librarian has unsealed the entry into the library proper.
There you are.
Now open.
Okay.
Waves of heat cascade over you as you choke on the smoke billowing from the sorting room. More smoldering creatures are inside. You smothered all resistance in the sorting room.
All right,
The way to the
off
upper
we go.
library is open.
Go. So he paralyzed and knocked down and all that fun stuff.
You can now access the upper library.
Oh, light bearer.
All opposition in the upper library, but the Afriti escaped through the portal. Chase him down
Excellent.
to guarantee he can't bring any more of his minions back to the library.
So they're immune to the fire part. Wait, how did I get red alert?
See the Afriti gathering more of his fiery minions. Put an end to him once and for all.
Like, I wasn't even on green when I came in here. Like, I didn't even skip very much. Well, you know, got it done just over 2 minutes. Alright. That does it for Myth Draenor. We got it done in about an hour and a half. Which isn't too bad for all the running around and solo and all that.
The smoke
But speaking of speedruns, the speedrunning contest is still running for anyone who wants to participate in that.
Watches ablaze with grave concern.
Let me put the link here in chat. So, as of now, there is only one contestant. And is that just that no one is interested? Possibly. But right now, I'm blaming it on the one participant, because the first person to submit a time submitted just a hair under 12 minutes, which is a difficult time to beat. So I think he might have scared everyone else away, because it's just like, well, can't beat it. But it is beatable, because he submitted a full video, and I think if he tried a little harder and did a bunch more runs, he could get it lower, but there is an opportunity there. There is a prize, if you're motivated by that sort of thing. Let's see, where are we putting our points? We can get Trance, we can get Bigger Hit on Wide Sweep, which I don't think we need. We can get some Double Strike here. Or we can start going towards our double strike boost, because 8 points for 25 double strike seems like a good investment. So we'll put all 8 of our next points in here. So 1 there. Do we care about this? No. One to attack and damage for 2 points. Sure, why not? 2 more double strike. Or, well, 1 more double strike. Okay. Good enough. Oh. Nimvind is on. I don't think I've ever raided him before, and he has raided us, so that's where we're going to raid into. So thank you everyone for being here, for hanging out, for doing all that sort of thing. This is where we do the awkward bit. So, blah, 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 etc., etc. Like, comment, subscribe. All you've been around. You know where the buttons are. You know what the buttons do. If you hit them or you don't, either way, I appreciate you hanging out, spending time with me this evening. I know that there's an endless list of options that you could have gone with for watching or hanging out tonight, and you've chosen me, so I appreciate that. But that said, that will end stream for tonight. Our next planned stream is on Tuesday, so we'll look forward to that. We may or may not jump on a random stream before then. If you would like to be notified if I'm streaming randomly, unannounced, off schedule, then again, those buttons that I mentioned earlier that will, tell you when that happens. With that said, thanks once again. We're going to raid out to Nimvind on Twitch. If you are on YouTube, I need approximately 20,000% more subscribers before that is an option. So that's just basically not going to be an option ever, as far as I can tell on YouTube. But in either case, thank you everyone for your time, and good night.
Prices from multiple different sizes.
Even your favorite one.
Look, same.
They got something.